Hello there. Welcome to the Poo Finger Podcast with me, Wayne Cooper, and Mr. Lee Neal.
Sup.
And he thinks that it's rad to feel up your dad. It's Kempin.
Hello.
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain.
I can't hear you.
Aye, Captain.
Whoa! Grey was bold, let's just down the feet.
Poo Finger Podcast.
There's Kempin, there's Wayne, and there is Mr. Lee.
Poo Finger Podcast.
We're talking nonsense, is something you wish.
Poo Finger Podcast.
Listen right now, here come talking fish.
Poo Finger Podcast.
Poo Finger Podcast. Poo Finger Podcast. Poo Finger Podcast. Poo Finger Podcast.
We have a bit of a strange one for you this week. I've been going through the archives and I've found many hours of unused content. So we're going to stuff it in to this special Best of the Rest episode. We have the now infamous Batman review. We also have the top 5 swear words of all time. So without further ado, let's get this road on the show. We came up with an idea. Well, I think Mr. Neal came up with the idea.
Did.
Because I am a big believer that the majority of DC content is absolute dog shit. And that's not someone that says it having not watched it, because I'm not one of those people. So I've consumed a lot of DC content, and I have come to the conclusion that it is all shit. With the exception of Batman, which I enjoy. I've enjoyed all the Batman movies, blah-de-blah blah. So Mr. Neal proposed that he would select a movie for me to watch and to give my honest opinion on and see if I still think it's shit.
Yeah.
You selected for me The Batman.
I did. So I selected this because up until this week, you both hadn't seen the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt, as you know, it's my duty as a DC fan. When they do something good, like, people should shout about it. So
definitely.
So I passed the movie on to you guys to watch and to get your honest opinions.
Yes.
And that's what we're here for. And I'm excited. I've been looking forward to this all week.
Okay, well, I have a lot to say because I also like to give credit where credit is due. Like the Aquaman movie, although I'd say it's 50% not for me, 50% of it was pretty cool. There was some cool, like, DC have always still had cool action scenes and set pieces that they've done. It's just the setups and the stories and the character development all fall flat a lot of the time. Like, it's just been a mess. And there's like no... I mean, I know that obviously the MCU has got dozens of movies and TV series that all intertwine and they do it brilliantly. They have their faults, but for the most part, awesome. DC have just been a mess. They tried to tie this movie to that movie and it doesn't quite work. They try to set up movies and that doesn't quite work. They're not very good at what they do. There's too many fingers in the pies. And it's just spoiling everything. So, when I heard that, because originally the Batman, I believe, was the Ben Affleck project.
It was.
Written, directed and starred by Batfleck, who I really like as Batman.
He was fantastic.
He's been the only good thing about recent DC movies. And like the whole Snyderverse bullshit.
I'd say...
For me. Him and Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill's been a good Superman.
The cast they have picked, bar Lex Luthor, has been fantastic.
Oh, Lex Luthor was the worst.
He was the worst. He should have been the Riddler. He would have made a really good Riddler.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's a good shout. Actually. I didn't even think of that.
Or, someone a bit more out there, like Mad Hatter or fucking
someone zany
and all that shit. Like, someone really like zany and a bit wacky and fitted that. Lex Luthor, no, not at all. But the rest, like the whole cast has been fantastic.
They have done a good job of casting. But
the only thing they're shit at is casting directors, because stop giving movies to Zack Snyder. The guy's
Yes.
fucking awful.
why is he even... He could be a producer, that's fine. But
He's meant to be an absolute lovely guy, and I'm sure he is.
I'm sure he is.
But he
but
fucking can't make a movie. His movies are dog shit.
yeah, he's not made a good movie since 300.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But that's not this movie.
no, so obviously Batfleck dropped out because he's a raging alcoholic and had to get some help. So kudos to him. He was a bit too stressed with the heaviness because he had a trilogy, didn't he? Supposedly a trilogy of movies that he was writing.
He really struggled with kind of the criticisms as well.
Yeah, he takes everything to heart, I think.
Yeah, I think
He's
also
comes
like
across as that kind of guy.
he's a big fan of material. Like he's
Yeah.
a really big Batman fan.
I was looking forward to seeing what he did. Like to be given the run of the characters.
So like he understands the history and the character, and then he's been given this dog shit script. And it's like, yeah, not so much. But he was fantastic with what he was given.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that was not meant to be. So Matt Reeves picked up directing duties. Did he write it as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He rewrote the movie.
And the thing that got me quite excited was the promise of no blue screen.
Yep.
And using proper cinematography on location, proper sets being built, and all the rest of it, old school movie making style, deep and dark and gritty. So I was like, yes, give me some of that.
Most of that was shot in north of England, in Scotland.
Yeah,
because
Scotland.
that's where all of our poverty is. So they made a good Gotham City.
Yeah, they didn't have to dress it much.
No.
But yeah, so that was like, this is going to be good.
Yeah, and it was a cheaper movie. They're not chucking loads of money at it.
Yeah.
You know.
Not CG heavy at all, and reliant on a lot of practical effects. So I was like, yeah, great, I am on board. Then they cast Robert Pattinson, and everybody knows I'm not a fan of Twilight. I don't need to second that. However, I do think Robert Pattinson is a good actor. I just don't like his face.
It looks like a foot.
Yeah. And I thought, well, give him a go. It's all gravy. You got to give people a chance. If he's been cast, that's because he's been the best at auditioning to be the Batman. And this is a coveted role for any actor. So kudos. You got the job, buddy. And so I've been quite looking forward to it. And I love Paul Dano as well. I think he plays a good creepy guy.
Yes.
So him cast as the Riddler. I am down. I am on board. Let's roll this movie. So when you picked it for me, I was quite happy. I was like, I really wanted to see this. And my brother went to see it. He loves Batman. And he was like, it's brilliant. It's like, it's 90% Batman, 10% Bruce Wayne. And it's just so good. So I put it on. And I watched it after consuming lots of THC oil. However, I still watched it. I had to watch it in 2 sittings because it was too long. I got an hour and a half in, and the THC liquid took a hold of my mind and put me to sleep. But I memorised exactly where I'd got to. And then the next day, the lights were on, and I watched the rest of it. It was very average. I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10. I don't think it's brilliant. I don't think it's the best Batman movie. Robert Pattinson, well, let me get my list up because I'm going off the top of my head and I don't want to get like too carried away and
I am
trash
gobsmacked at that score.
But
in a bad way.
I have a list of pros and cons. So the pros for me, apart from his face, Robert Pattinson is a brilliant Batman. He's a really good Batman.
Yep.
I liked how much he was in costume for most of the movie. The ways that he was getting into costume were all brilliant. Really well done. I love the detective aspect, but the riddle solving was questionable because there was a lot of riddles. Obviously, the Riddler is the main bad guy, and it's all about him trying to take him down while trying to wrestle with his own demons. But yeah, some of the actual riddles, I'll get back to the one in question that really bothered me. But it was just, I expected it to be more clever if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like the way that they did it, but they did it a little bit haphazardly, I think, with the actual riddles themselves. So like for when you start off, the first 3 or 4, I think were really good. I was like, the proper riddles, and it's all a bit creepy, and like the things that he's been doing, like he's murdering rich people.
Yeah.
The whole, you're led to believe that he knows who the Batman is, and all that kind of stuff. That was all cool, but there was elements of the riddles where I was like, that was just shit. The cinematography was brilliant. You can't fault the cinematography. It looked beautiful, like the landscape shots, and like just the way it was filmed was bob on. Like, looked really nice, and even the big set pieces took you out of it a little bit, but at the same time they were well done as well. The fight scenes were cool, really cool. Like the brutality of him fighting was awesome. It's like
when he introduces himself.
Yeah, the introduction
fucking destroys that guy.
The Inglorious Bastards introduction.
Yeah.
It stuck out for me. I was like, well, it's just Inglorious Bastards. So the tapping as he's coming down the dark alleyway.
Yeah.
But it worked. It built the atmosphere, and then he comes out and just fucks everyone up. That was cool.
But people get a couple of licks in.
Yeah. And he takes quite a few gunshots, probably a few too many gunshots, if I'm honest, throughout the movie.
Yeah, Batman doesn't tend to be a tank.
Yeah, he's just eating bullets.
Yeah.
But in some of the fight scenes, when they introduce CGI, like there's barely any CGI in the movie, apart from like the big finale scene. But when they do use it, it pulls you out of the moment. It's like Joe, when he's fighting the henchman on the rafters, and he's like balancing on the beam, and he's fucking kicking some ass, and he's taking some hits, and he's throwing dudes down, and all the rest of it. And then he'll do like some weird flip over to another beam, and it's just blatant CGI, and he's like a little bit cartoonish, and he's like, and he's like, and I watched that. I was like, why did they have to do that? Why can't they do it properly? I don't know. It bothered me, and like the CGI. That's one of my cons. But but apart from when they used CGI, when they didn't use CGI, it was awesome. Like the choreography and everything, and the brutality of the fighting was spot on. But then you'd have little bits of CGI that they had to throw in just to make the impossible possible. I think it's just the uncanny valley effect taking hold of my mind. I'm like, it's a bit jarring. And then to go back into proper fighting. Yeah. So to me, and then my final pro was the Batmobile was really fucking cool.
The Batmobile was fucking awesome.
I love the Batmobile. It's so good. It's just a cool car. I love American muscle cars. Like I'm not a car guy, but American muscle cars are fucking cool. His souped up Batmobile muscle car. I was there for that.
Yeah. Fucking amazing chase scene, isn't it?
Yes, when he's chasing the penguin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
That was really cool, and he comes out the flames. And the penguin thinks he's gone away. Yeah, the Batmobile.
I watched it again this week, yesterday, when I was at work. And I was watching that bit, and there was one thing that I kind of forgot about. You know, when I was saying, there's like 3 absolutely criminal bits that they should not have done.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like how he hesitates before he jumps off a roof, that kind of stuff like that. It's not Batman. There's one bit.
And he eats shit.
Yeah. Yeah, especially for a year 2 Batman. Like, yes, he's still a bit new, but he's got his gadgets by now. Like, he should be able to fly. Anyway, Penguin eats shit, fucking sprawled out all over his car. Then you see Batman doing the slow motion walk to him. Awesome. It's amazing. And then he fucking just dips his head down. You see him coming to the shot as he's crouching, like, hello. Like, why did they end on that? Like, that's not the bit. Like, you just do the slow motion walk till he gets to him, stops. Then you go to the next scene. You don't need him to just fucking crouch down. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, just to reiterate, I'm a big fan of Batman movies. But this one, I don't know whether I got my hopes up for it or what. But here are my cons as to why I didn't like it. So these are the points that I didn't like about the movie. Even the good points, there was some bits that, I don't know what it is. I can't quite put my finger on it either. Like what's going wrong for me that made me not enjoy it as much as I think I could have. It was way too long, and it felt like two different movies sometimes, like with the stories, like with the Falcone stuff, and then with the Riddler stuff. And I get how it's all intertwined and it's all added to the story of how his dad wasn't this squeaky clean billionaire guy.
Yeah.
And so I understand why it's in there, but for some reason the tone shift just felt like it was a different movie when you had the Falcone scenes and Penguin scenes, and then the Riddler stuff was like true crime, serial killer shit. And so it just felt a little bit disjointed.
I disagree with you on that. I think they were kind of showing the two sides of the character, because obviously you got a lot of the detective stuff, but then you've also got the side where it's a bit more superhero-like.
Yeah.
And I think that also kind of played into the story in that for a good half hour, 45 minutes, Riddler's not in it.
Yeah.
Because you're moving on to the Falcone character.
Yeah,
and it's kind of like that's kind of the point, is that kind of the Riddler's just kind of pulling the strings and playing puppets. He's kind of said, you need to now find the rat for me. Yeah. I'm not going to do anything until you've done this.
That's it.
And then you just kind of sit back.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it, but it was a little bit too just disjointed for me. I don't know why. It was far too long. It could have done with being at least half an hour shorter. So they could have got rid of half an hour of stuff.
There should be a limit, like 2 hours is the maximum for one film.
No, 2.5.
No.
If it's really good.
2 hours. 2 hours maximum.
You wouldn't be able to have Endgame in 2 hours.
Sorry?
Endgame or Infinity War in 2 hours.
At the very least, do 2 hours, but have a break, like we used to do in the fucking 40s and stuff.
Intermission.
Yeah, intermission, that's it.
But okay, my next point. Robert Pattinson is a terrible fucking Bruce Wayne.
You're not like emo Bruce Wayne.
Really, really good Batman when you could get your mind round his face and his square nose. I didn't like the square nose on the cowl. What's that all about? It's got to be pointy. But as Bruce Wayne, I was fucking doing my head in. He was just moping around, and I get it. He's still bummed about losing his parents 27 years before. But come on, he's just like, and especially when he's there and he's got the eye makeup on, because obviously to wear under the cowl, so it makes his eyes look completely black. But when he's not got the cowl on and he's being Bruce Wayne and he's moping around with his emo makeup on, I just got sick of that so quickly. And even when he didn't have the makeup on, and like the funeral scene, I'm like, why are you just walking around just fucking staring at people? It was so many shots of him just staring pointlessly and like looking sad. And I was like, we get it. It's Robert Pattinson.
Sorry, he had the contact on, didn't he? So he was looking at people.
Yeah, that was cool. But that was Batman shit. I'm talking Bruce Wayne. As Bruce Wayne, he wasn't like Playboy. He was walking around acting like Batman.
I thought he was still doing the contact lens thing, because he says like, he can't get in there as Batman to do surveillance.
Yeah.
But so he has to go as Bruce Wayne. And this is after you've seen him give one to Selena Kyle to do that. So they probably should have made that clearer, but you're kind of led to assume that he's still scanning faces because he's trying to find...
He's still Batman.
Not just that, it's at any time he was Bruce Wayne.
I have a little bit of a theory on this, because I semi-agree with you. My counter-argument is that Christian Bale had 2 emo Bruce Wayne moments.
Out of 3 movies.
Yeah, but so that's 2/3 of the time is being an emo bitch.
Right.
But also, I don't think it would be that bad if Arbats wasn't as shitty to Alfred as he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no reason for him to be shitty at Alfred. You're not my dad.
Yeah. Moping around like a teenager with all his gadgets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't like him as Bruce Wayne. So it was shit Bruce Wayne, brilliant Batman. Like when he's all moody and fucking beating people up dressed as the Bat.
Yeah.
Awesome. But Bruce Wayne, he's just a whiny fucking knobhead.
I reckon, because towards the end of the film they build that bridge, don't they? They're like, between Bruce and Alfred, they kind of get that bond back.
In the hospital.
So I reckon the next movie he'll be a better Bruce Wayne, because he won't be a twat to Alfred.
Because even after he was a twat to Alfred did all his research for him.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, he's doing my homework for me. Oh, okay, thank you.
Interesting.
The Riddler was good. and it was a good take on the Riddler, but sometimes it felt like Paul Dano was trying a bit too hard, and a bit too hard to be more of a Heath Ledger. Like,
really?
Yeah, just to me, like, he went, because I liked it, he was psychopathic and obviously deluded, and I loved the route that went down of him building an online following, like, to do his deeds for him, and like he's got his little army.
It really
online.
made me laugh the first time I watched it. The beginning of that video, I was like, hey, you guys.
Yeah.
It's like, that's how, like, people that aren't sure how to introduce themselves online, that's what they do.
So them bits were good. It was just when later on down the line, like especially after he'd been arrested, when he starts doing the maniacal laughing and like, and he starts going over the top and getting overly emotional, and like especially with the interview between him and Batman, at times he was just pushing it a bit too much. I feel like with just overacting it a bit. It wasn't Heath Ledger-y. It was more.
No,
like
I wouldn't say it was Heath Ledger.
I'm not saying he was trying to imitate him or anything. I think he was just trying to imitate the success of Heath Ledger's Joker, if that makes sense. So, like, make his Riddler stand out as much as his Joker does. Because his Joker is obviously iconic to people that aren't even fans of Batman. Everyone knows Heath Ledger's Joker. And obviously the tragic tale behind it. So it just felt like he was trying a bit too hard to make that a reality. Like, so he was like as famous for that role, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I do, but I disagree with you.
When he was toned down
amazing.
and like eerie, like that was when he was best.
Yeah,
and he was like super intelligent, nerdy guy. Yeah, so there's that.
But I do wonder if there was a bit more backstory to him that they should have shot, because if you look like kind of throughout as well, like he becomes more insane as the movie goes on. And then, like, as he's recording his video to his fans, he's dead normal. Oh, thanks for the tips on detonators. And, like, it's just a normal conversation. Yet you've just seen him in the previous scene, like, fucking singing Ava Maria like a lunatic. So I wonder if there was actually, like, a full-on descent into madness that obviously they didn't shoot because it's already 3 hours.
Yeah,
and you're saying I'd cut half hour out. I have no idea where you get that half hour from.
Bits. You could get a half hour out of that easy.
No, disagree. Anyway, continue.
Okay. Bringing the rat into the light. So this is what I was talking about with one of the riddles falling flat. So the whole thing is, like, there's a lot of riddles of him trying to figure out who the rat is. There's a lot of rat connotations in a lot of the riddles. So they're trying to figure out, is it the penguin? The penguins are kind of rats with wings. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. And
stool pigeon.
Yeah, they're trying to go through all the different people, and then they realise, spoiler alert, everyone, by the way, it's Falcone. Falcone is like some Italian bullshit, isn't it? Something about a rat or Latin, something weird. Anyway, and like,
Falcon.
Falcon.
It's Italian for falcon. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know, but the connection to the rat.
Yeah.
Riddles.
Basically, it's just trying to say it's a bird, linked to a bird.
Yeah, and so Batman's being instructed to bring the rat into the light. Well, he doesn't solve the riddle. He unintentionally solves the riddle because he walks Falcone out under a light and then he gets sniped. And then he's like, oh, that's what he meant by bringing him into the light. And I was like, well, that was like pure chance that Batman was going to, one, walk him out the building in the first place. Like, he might have been arrested and taken by regular police officers, or Batman could have thrown him out the fucking window. Who knows? Secondly, he didn't know all those police officers were going to be there to arrest Falcone. So that reduces the chances of him being walked under that particular streetlight to be shot.
No, you missed a bit.
Where?
When they're on the roof and they figure it out, he tells Gordon to, like, get some boys. Basically says, give this to the press.
Who does?
Batman.
Just what now?
Tells Detective Gordon at this point. Basically,
Well,
I'm going after Falcone, I'm going to bring him in, you be ready.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why there's police there.
Yeah. No, I get
And
that.
I think Batman's thought
that's
was,
not part of the Riddler's riddle. How does
the Riddler's riddle was URL. That was the answer to the riddle.
URL.
Yeah, it's a website for him to talk to him.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, like that was the point. Like how in the first one it's drive, because it's a thumb drive.
Yeah, but my whole thing is, how does the Riddler set it up and know that Batman's going to walk Falcone under that light?
Because the Riddler knew who the rat was. So he knew that Falcone's always in that building. So he's camped it out.
Yeah, but what I mean
there's only one way in and one way out.
Yeah.
And he knew that because Batman would bring him to justice, so they'll be coming out the front door.
Right.
Because that's the only way in and out of the building.
Yeah, but the riddle's for Batman to solve, to bring the rat into the light, but he doesn't solve it.
Batman thought...
He does it accidentally.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, because he walks him out under the light. And then he gets shot.
No, that's for cinematic effect. Bringing him out into the light means kind of bringing him to the public.
Yeah.
The whole point was to expose him as the rat.
Right.
So that's why Batman was like, right, I'll expose him.
Misunderstood. I took it for the literal sense. It was like, because the light was like off to the side. I thought, how did he know that Batman was going to walk him in that particular route under that particular light for him to get shot?
Yeah, because that's what would happen, because he'd bring him to justice.
You would just talk about exposing him.
Yeah,
right.
It was to expose him.
I am slightly...
Yeah, it was to expose him. That was the answer. That's why he gave Gordon the phone. It's like, send this to the media or bring your boys. Because he's going to go get him. Obviously, it's faster in the Super Batmobile.
Right.
So we got there, stopped Catwoman from killing him, brought him to justice. Big hoo-ha.
Well, I don't like that it confused me with my literal mind.
The riddles are crap. You
well,
get that one, did you?
Instead of that one, then. Right. So the fight scene at the end's awesome on the rafters, fighting all the henchmen.
You were going to say.
Bang! He goes down. He's all fucked up. What does he do? Reaches into his bat utility belt.
Oh, you've skipped the bit I thought you wouldn't like.
Gets the green goo out, sticks it in his suit, and injects himself with bat drugs. All of a sudden, super bat adrenaline. He fucking jumps up, not injured at all, beats the guy until he's nearly dead and has to be stopped. And then when he's stopped, he's instantly calm. He's just like, he gets stopped pummeling the guy. He's like going crazy. He's got the crazy eyes because he just injects himself full of all these drugs that have miraculously healed him to the point where he can just fucking destroy a guy's face. And then when they come in and like, oh no, what are you doing? Stop it, Batman, come on. He just stands there and goes, okay. Right? So I get it, drugs wear off. It's obviously a stimulant that lasts so many seconds that gives him superhuman ability to overcome all the pain. I get that. But then once it's worn off, he's not injured. He's walking around. He's 1 minute he can't even stand up. He can't even get up off the floor. He like can't lift his arms or anything like that because he's so fucked up. Takes the stimulant, gets up, pummels the guy. Cool. Then it wears off and there's nothing wrong with him. And he's just walking around with the police and stuff like, oh yeah, got that guy. It really bugged me. And I was like, nah, that's not cool.
I thought the bit you'd get is where you get shot in the chest with a shotgun. The armour holds up, so it's just either winded or like broke a rib or something. We don't know the extent of the injuries. And then it's hanging on with one hand and the guy just puts the shotgun to his head and he just like accepts it. Yeah. Not Batman. He would not give up and let all these people below him get shot to shit. He'd Batman his way out. Yeah. The adrenaline thing like that doesn't bother me as much. It's a bit of a continuity error. But
that in particular that really bugged me. I was like, it's just typical because obviously they can't have him completely out of action, but then you can't just have him completely fine as well.
But why is it fine when your heroes do it?
Because they do it with grace.
No.
What do you mean when my heroes do it?
So Endgame.
Batman is my hero.
So Endgame. No, I'm on about your Marvel boys. You're just
Yeah.
a Marvel fanboy.
I am a Marvel fanboy. I
Yeah.
fucking love Marvel.
Yeah. So that's just swayed your opinion straight away. So you never gave this a fair chance.
I've loved it for decades before it was an MCU.
Endgame, Captain America standing on his own against an army and he's beat to shit. He's struggling. He's limping.
Yeah.
Feels like crap. And he's, I can do this all day. He knows he's going to die. And then when all the other guys turn up, he's completely fine.
He
He's
gets
just
a
muddy.
morale boost from his army of dudes coming back.
Well,
It's
maybe
like,
that's what
yeah.
Batman had with his adrenaline
Well,
shot.
Afterwards, Steve. Oh, yeah,
What if
Steve
it was
Rogers
Venom
pretty
and it
cool.
like popped him up and sorted him all good? Hey.
We're not here to talk about Marvel.
Yeah,
And how
convenient
awesome it
that
is.
when I'm gonna start picking Marvel apart with your arguments.
Look, you
I'm getting
suggested
feisty now. I'm getting
you
feisty.
suggested that I give you my honest opinions.
I know, I'm just yanking
You're
your
coming
chain.
in here, getting all arsey.
Fucking 6.5 out of 10. That's
6.5. That's still not bad.
That's criminal.
So there's really good bits. There's good elements. The dodgy CGI when we first see Catwoman climb down the fire escape, because it's, from my recollection, the first noticeable bit of CGI. Because if they do use CGI a lot in the film, which I know a lot of like After Effects are added into movies, regardless of whether they're shot on location. But if there is, then they're really well done and really well hidden. Like you can't spot them. But when they do the obvious ones, they're really obvious because of that.
So I don't think I noticed any CGI.
Did
To
you
me, it
not-
looked almost like it was
do you
sped up
know
a touch.
when we felt like we've seen Selena
she
Kyle,
kind of just
but then
flips over the ledge, doesn't she? And
yeah,
catches
she
the
goes
bar.
down the fire escape, like swings down the fire escape out of the building, and he's watching her.
I'll have to watch that again. I didn't spot that.
Yeah, she goes into her apartment, gets dressed in the cat suit. and
I know
gets
which bit
out-
you're on about.
Yeah, gets out on the fire escape, does some flips down it, and it just turns into, it's like really obvious, jarring CGI to me anyway.
I'll have to
And I
rewatch
was
that.
like, oh, nice. It goes again with like the cartoony transition effect kind of thing, stretching the body around. It was weird, twisting it all, like trying to make it look cool, but it wasn't real. So
Yeah, I've
I
not
didn't
got a
like
counter
it.
argument. I didn't notice any CGI.
because yeah, like I say, most of the movie there's no CGI. There's no blue screens. There's like it's all on location stuff. Like it's really cool. I'm sure there are touch-ups here and there, but you can't notice anything that's been altered for the most part. But then those obvious bits are really obvious. There's not many of them in the movie, but I just don't like them. At least with Marvel movies, it's either you don't notice it at all, like with a lot of the de-aging stuff. It's supposed to be so ludicrous. You know it's CGI. There's no other way that it could be done. Like She-Hulk stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Say some Marvel CGI has not been great. More on the series though, and I'm wondering if that's maybe more of a time crunch.
Yeah, time crunching and budget management.
But as you said, we're not here to talk about Marvel.
Yeah. What the fuck happened to Alfred?
It was in hospital.
Yeah? He was in hospital? Then what?
He was still in hospital. It's only over like 5 days.
No visit to by Bruce?
Well, no, because he was helping people out on top of the stadium as the city is flooded.
Yeah? Then he should have gone and checked Alfred was
He
okay.
probably did.
But we don't hear anything from him.
No.
We don't hear if he's okay, if he's recovered. We don't see him. We don't see him like come in and bring Bruce a cup of soup.
Nope.
A vichyssoise.
But then you don't see Bruce again after that. 'Cause
Suppose.
It's just the Batsman. It would have been nice to have a bit of closure on Alfred. I do agree. Alfred got done dirty on that
He
movie.
didn't have enough screen time or respect given to him. He could have,
It was the same as Jeremy Irons as Alfred.
yeah,
He
he
was,
was
had
just
like
there.
30 words in 2 movies.
Yeah,
A criminal, because they were both really good. Really good Alfreds.
how he was treated. It's not cool, man. It's not cool.
Yeah, I liked how they had the helper from the Adam West Batman. You know, as the lady helper. Completely blanking on the name.
Oh,
like
yeah,
Doris
yeah.
or something.
Yeah, yeah. So I think Alfred was done dirty.
Yeah. No, I
That's a
100% agree
that's
with
a
you.
story thing. And then my final thing that I wrote down, because I'm sure there's more stuff that I forgot about, because I wrote this like 2 days after watching it. The bike riding scene with Batman and Catwoman and their whole romance and thing. It's just cringy. I just didn't like it at all. That bike riding scene was so cringy.
Well, they're right at the end.
Yeah, where they're riding alongside each other, chasing each other, cat and mouse. And he's, at one point, Batterson's riding his bike fast down a road, staring in the mirror for like 10 seconds. If he's on the actual road, there was more than enough time for him to hit something and really hurt himself. And he didn't, he's just staring.
Just checking out that ass.
Yeah, longingly into the mirror, just watching Catwoman ride away. It's like, watch the road, dickhead. Like, oh, yeah, it was so bad. Yeah, so
I don't think that was bad.
All those elements really let me down. That's why it's a 6.5.
Criminal.
Fair play.
What are your thoughts?
Well, obviously, I'm a.
Sorry, man, we're out of time. So next week we'll cover his thoughts. I'm only joking.
Well, very well.
Continue here.
Well, obviously, I'm a super diehard fan of the 89 one, so, nothing is being that for me. That's, as I've always said, it's a perfect sort of fantasy blend and everything version of Batman. Trying to put all that aside, I don't know, I'm very much on par with Wayne. A lot of things ring true, or cinematography, all of his cons, the emo-ness of it and little bits like that, and him having his moments. Weren't a big fan of some of those. Batmobile, again, although it was a cool car nonetheless, it didn't feel like a Batmobile, even for Year 2 Batman. But again, that's me. I just prefer the fantasy element to it. Things like, the animated series one, for example. Or, obviously, 89.
You like them long.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. As for Riddler, I don't know. I'm not saying it's perfect, but a more humanised version of him, like you see in the comics or something like that.
I like the take on him. I think he was overacted a little bit in places.
Yeah, because I feel like the way he tried to portray Riddler might have worked with someone like Anarchy or something like that. That type of character as opposed to Riddler.
Don't know who that is. That sounds like a shit character.
I think it's a fairly new character. Didn't they introduce it just for one of the games and then it got brought into the DC universe or something like that?
Sounds about right.
I think it was something along those lines. But yeah, again, overall, I can't really be too generous with it. I'm probably going to say 7, and that was because it was a little bit better than I thought it was going to be. But again, I am very sort of, I don't want to say stuck in my ways, but I love the 89 one so much. I'm a fucking diehard for it.
I am fucking shocked. So shocked by you two. Not so much you, Wayne. I thought you'd be the one I'd have to persuade. So I was always expecting, I wasn't expecting that low though. Fucking hell. But
I don't think that's that low.
I am shocked.
But other little things as well, like the Batsuit, for example. In the lead up to it, seeing all these stills and pictures of it, I thought, what the fuck's all that? But seeing it actually in action and seeing it in the flow, it actually surprised me a little bit. It did look a little bit better than I thought it would. Even the cowl as well, that actually looks slightly better than I thought it would.
Yeah. But it is modelled off a comic book version, like how it has the collar.
Yeah,
I like the collar. I thought the Batsuit was cool.
Yeah.
I just didn't like the square nose. The ears were all right.
Yeah,
I'm a big ears guy. Batman's got the 89 ears.
Yeah, I prefer longer ears to the short ones.
Yeah,
but no, I'm disappointed in you both. I've got to be honest. I'm disappointed. It's a fucking fantastic movie. It does have flaws. I as I said, I agree with a lot of what you've both said, but get to see him actually do proper detective stuff and
that was impressive. Yeah,
I liked all that.
And the espionage, and he's quite stealthy, and until he decided to be a fucking tank.
I quite liked how he was a vigilante, so all the police officers are trying to get in his way and just be like, no, what's he doing here?
Yeah,
and he's trying to assess crime scenes with all them. Just like, what are you doing? That's my evidence. And you just think, would be like
wearing
that,
gloves.
Yeah, and Gordon putting his neck out for him. Yeah. I thought that was cool. And I like the dynamic between him and Gordon, with them searching the asylum and stuff like that. There was some really good bits to it. I just didn't. Yeah. I just think I was just a bit disappointed by it, not being as great as my expectations were.
I mean, obviously, it's all subjective.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's all subjective. I personally think it's fantastic. I think it's up there with 89 Batman, with Dark Knight.
I'd like to see a sequel. They are doing a sequel, aren't they? They're still doing a trilogy?
I don't know about a trilogy. I think they're definitely doing a sequel.
It feels like it'd probably go into be... Oh, what was the storyline called? Is it Batman No Man's Land sort of thing?
I think they're going to do Hush
Batman's
next.
Land.
Yeah, I don't think they'd do No Man's Land this soon, because obviously that was Dark Knight Rises.
Why would somebody be copying him there this early on?
Yeah. I think they're going to do Batman Hush next, because they've got the personal history. Because Hush is all about taking down Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
And the Wayne family. And they hinted at that by saying that the reporter that Falcone killed for Thomas Wayne was something Elliot.
Did they? I didn't make that connection. Because I don't know the other characters that well. I've read the Hush story, but...
That's a bit different to like the comic book, but like the character's the same. So like you've got... Yeah. That's the entryway to get Hush.
That's
involved.
what I mean. I'm more knowledgeable on like the little lesser known characters in Marvel than I am with DC. So when you get them name drops, like if it was a Marvel movie, I'm like, I get a little stomp on. But because it's DC and I'm not that knowledgeable on it,
I'm glad they didn't put in the scene with the Joker. Because there was a scene shot with the Joker.
Oh yeah. I was trying to make my mind up about him as the Joker.
Yeah, like it was different.
Yeah,
it wasn't Jared Leto different? You know, it was still, he looked like a Joker. He acted like a Joker.
I liked how he was already in prison, so he already got that history. Like,
yeah, you know, because we don't need origin stories.
No,
like we all know the origins.
You want to see him escape and cause havoc.
Yeah,
and have Batman get him.
You know, and I think that's, you know, one of the positive is that there was no origin stories in this.
Yeah.
Because other than kind of the slightly bit more obscure kind of Falcone and
the Selena
Catwoman.
Kyle, the Selena Kyle backstory was it was good. It was, but it wasn't very convincing.
But no, I think they do Hush next, and I don't know if I want them to bring Joker in it properly.
I don't know.
I think unless they've got something absolutely phenomenal, I don't think they should, because it's just going to get compared to Heath Ledger.
If they stick to 3-hour movies, then maybe have him as a second half villain, like the build up to the villain, and have someone else leading up to the breakout of Joker, like someone doing terrible shit all the way through. You're like, whoa, this guy's fucking nuts, and then you bust Joker out, and it's like, wait till you see what this guy does. And he's doing some next level fucking madness, and they're in it together in cahoots. Whoever it may be, it could bring a Harley Quinn into it.
Could do.
With her being the nurse for Joker. Like she's doing nasty shit on the outside. In disguise.
Yeah, I was thinking about like who I'd like to see in this style of film. Because obviously it's quite different to the other films. The other films are quite spectacle, whereas this is more, you know, noir, detective.
Grounded, follow one.
Yeah, and it's very
focused story,
but also focused set pieces. Like in the movie, you only ever really see like 5 locations.
Yeah.
You know, it's very confined.
Yeah.
So then, like, you know, would you want to see like a Mr. Freeze in that kind of setting, or I don't know if I would.
Need Mr. Freeze in a big set piece.
Yeah. I think in this kind of in this Batman universe, I think a Court of Owls story would be really good.
Yeah.
Also, maybe like, you know, League of Shadows, Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah. That'd probably work out.
That'd be quite interesting.
Yeah. Because we haven't really gone down that avenue, really. So yeah, that'd probably work. Yeah. Interesting.
There's many possibilities, but as we know, when DC are given possibilities, they do the exact opposite.
Yeah.
To do something fucking ridiculous.
I mean, I think Matt Reeves has basically said, keep your nose out. Because obviously they did try to intervene. He was like, nope. He was like, I'll walk. Because he walked off before. Like they were interfering too much, so he quit. And then they were like, no, please come back. So he did. And they pretty much kind of left him alone, and I think that's why it did come out pretty good.
Now the head honcho of DC is gone.
Yeah.
And they're handing the reins over to James Gunn. Hopefully, because he enjoys his freedom. and giving him the keys to the money vault. He can get people that he trusts to make good like Matt Reeves has proven that he can make a Batman movie, a good Batman movie, but they need to get them fingers out of the pie, because just let him do what he needs to do. And hopefully it's going to be a turnaround for DC, and I'm going to have a lot of movies that I'll enjoy a lot more. But I can't speak for other characters. No. Batman's the only character that I like from DC. And even he's got many, many flaws for me.
I really want them to bring out a Flash movie.
Without Ezra Miller in it.
Well, yeah, that's the problem. It's like, I want to see it because I want to see Batfleck and Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
But I don't want to see it because it's got that douche in it.
And the thing is, it's had all this hype now because of all that scandal and everything, that it's not going to be... It's going to be such a disappointment.
Yeah.
Because they've been praising the shit out of it. They're like, no, I know that he's been fucking kidnapping people and burgling houses, but we've got to release this movie because it's so damn good. It's not going to be that good.
But I do want to see it because I want to see them back. I don't want to see Ezra Miller. I don't care about them at all. Yeah, they've been really shitty.
They do have the No Way Home element to it, where it's like, they're coming back.
But that's what I want. I want to see
that's the only reason it's going to make shitloads of money. It's because they'll be paying to go see them.
They sacked off the Batgirl film.
Yeah.
So that's just ridiculous.
That was meant to have Michael Keaton in it as well.
Yeah.
It's like a mentor kind of.
They'll release it at some point.
No, they've deleted it.
Deleted?
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, it's all digital. They hold it on servers. They've wiped it. They've got rid of it.
Wow.
They can't have done.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to have it on a thumb drive somewhere.
That's madness.
Yeah. No, it's wiped. Even the director's not got a copy. But yeah, DC Madness. So what we're going to watch next...
Ooh.
I was going to suggest Ghostbusters Afterlife, but if you didn't like the Batman, I'm now skeptical.
Yeah, but Ghostbusters isn't a DC thing. I enjoyed Ghostbusters. I've not seen the female Ghostbusters, not for any reason other than I've just not seen it.
Okay.
Right. I'll watch it eventually so I can have my opinion on how shit it is. But
yeah, I'm not confident about that one because I know that I'm in a very unpopular camp of liking that movie. So I'm not expecting to sway you on that, but I think it's good.
I'll see eventually. One day I'll watch it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the most recent one, I'm down to watch that. And I'll give that a go.
Good. That's a little bit long though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why do they make it so
for a
long?
Ghostbusters movie, it has not many ghosts in it. But it's all about the ending.
I suppose technically give him a name of him, it shouldn't have too many ghosts in because they've all been busted.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been a criticism of mine about the entire Ghostbusters franchise is that there actually isn't that much ghost busting in it. Obviously, because it's super expensive to do. So they only put 2 or 3 ghosts in each movie.
Yeah. Slimer as a bonus.
Yeah. The Lady Ghostbusters has the most ghost busting in it.
Because it's all CGI.
Yeah.
Shitloads of CGI flying around.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the last 45 minutes is fucking perfection. It's so good.
Sounds good. I'll give that a watch.
Yeah, Paul Rudd's funny, isn't it?
Paul Rudd's good in everything.
Oh, and the cute little marshmallow man. They're adorable. I want a little pet marshmallow man.
Right, that's the next one then. Ghostbusters.
Yeah. I didn't bring my Blu-rays with me though, so
I'll see if I can find it on a streaming service. I'm sure it'll be about somewhere.
It's a fun watch.
Streaming, yeah.
Streaming. Gonna defrag that laptop and fill it with piracy. Top 5. Top 5.
Sweet. We're sticking with the same numbering system. 1, 2, 3, 4, roll again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Okay, yeah.
Got to introduce the segment first.
I'm just preparing myself as well. I'm helping.
Top 5. Swear words.
Words we use every day, more often than we think.
Yes. I'm ready.
Oh, okay, is that it? Yeah. Okay, right, yeah.
Well, it doesn't really need much more introduction than that, does it?
Top 5 swear words. I assumed it was top 5 favourite swear words.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So I've got a list.
Good.
Yeah, I've got kind of a list.
Yeah,
I think I could wing it.
Yeah.
Wait, numbers 1, 2, 3.
Standard then, yeah.
As before.
Cool. Okay, so
Continue.
rolling with die. 4. That's fucking useless. 4 again. 1.
That's
Juan.
me. My name is Juan.
Nice. Juanita.
My top 5 swear words, starting with number 5, which just makes me giggle. Twat waffle.
Yeah.
Just always makes me chuckle. Don't know why.
It's an amusing word.
Twat waffle.
Yeah. Could you use it in a sentence?
What an absolute twat waffle.
I'll accept that.
Number 4,
Yep.
piss flap. Just feels nice to say.
Yeah.
Piss flap.
I once heard someone get called a bearded piss flap. That was a highlight of my year. That was.
Aimed at you.
No. Aimed
That
at
was your ex.
no. It was by someone who I no longer work with for someone who does work for my company.
Cool.
Most of incidents are not related.
Number 3, bollocks.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bollocks. Very British. I'm sure our US listeners will be like, what are they talking about? I was about to do an American accent then, but I don't want to butcher it and offend a load of people.
Yeah.
Strangely enough, though,
Bollocks.
variations of a word bollocks, such as just testicles, that somehow naturally still works.
Yeah. Anything ball related.
Yeah.
You know what it's about. Even if you don't know if you don't use the word yourself. Bollocks.
Yeah.
But
Something's
favourite
fucked up.
over in England.
Yeah.
Number 2, bell end. I just think it's a classic insult.
Yeah.
I just love calling someone a bell end.
You better.
I've said it a few too many times in front of the children. And I'm pretty sure nobody has repeated the word bell end before.
I just want to say, yeah, it was out in front of or at the children.
Maybe at Daisy. Yeah, brilliant swear word.
Yeah.
Number 1 is the classic universal fuck. I've used it multiple times so far tonight. I'm probably going to have to do some heavy editing. So I just don't sound like a potty mouth sailor boy. But yeah, fuck.
Yeah, it's a great word. Yeah.
Great word. So versatile. Could be used to display many different emotions
Yeah.
in many different scenarios.
Yeah.
There's not a scenario you can't use it.
Absolutely.
You can say fuck to a nun as long as it's in the right context.
Yeah.
Speaking of a nun,
Oh,
I
okay.
saw something that really cracked me up the other day on the way to work. So I saw a nun in full habit, like literally full nun get up, absolutely gunning it through the city centre on a little electric scooter.
Oh,
I don't know why, it just cracked me up.
Virgin Mobile. That's one of my favourite jokes. I've never had that naturally set up before. Oh, so happy. You can tell by the ecstatic noise of my voice.
Calm down, Seth.
Just let me enjoy my moment.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Shine.
Yeah, very good.
So yeah, that's my top 5.
Nice. Okay, so
Roll the die.
1, 2, 3, 4.
No.
I declare fun war.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, okay. Right.
Was that swap round? I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
You should have seen the switcheroo.
1. So, yeah.
Count.
I'll accept that.
Cool.
Right. Starting with number 5. Just simply twat.
Classic.
Do you remember in, what was it? Yeah, secondary school when we worked out or someone told you whatever, but twat was actually a pregnant goldfish. So it's okay, you can say it.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Where did that even come from? You know,
Who
I mean,
knows?
it was playground bullshit, and that was just like, where do you even learn that?
Yeah.
That's not in a book. You know, that's never been committed to print. Anyway, number 4, dickhead. It's just very satisfying to say.
And it's on the tamer side of swearing, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's a socially acceptable swear word. You know, it's, as you were saying, something you can say in front of a nun. You know. Number 3 for me is bellend, similar as yours. Again, all-time classic.
shout.
You know where you're going. Oh, you fucking bellend. you know how offended someone is by the tone it said in.
What a bell end.
Yeah, what bell end put this in?
You fucking bell end.
Yeah.
So it's got a bit of venom behind it, isn't it?
Yeah, gradual
Yeah.
layers of anger. Good.
Yeah. One you'll probably find quite surprising. You probably would have expected this to be number 1 for me, but number 2 for me is just cunt.
I hate that word.
I know it's not a popular word amongst people,
I
but
hate
it just gets the job done.
I very, very rarely use it. Normally,
That's true,
the only time I use it is if I'm repeating someone and using it as context.
That's fair.
I
Yeah.
don't know why. It's
always interesting because that is the
core.
That is the word that people jump on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's just
To me, it's the most offensive word in the English language.
yeah.
It's
I don't
A
know
star,
why.
isn't it? Yeah.
It's got so much venom behind it. If you
Yeah.
call
That's
someone
it.
that
Yeah.
word,
Obviously, it's slang for
Yeah.
for a vagina.
even if you're
Yeah.
referring to someone as that word,
Yeah.
like just the tone behind it is always
Everyone can
negative,
agree. Vaginas are magical and great things.
amazing wonders. Of
You know, they
nature.
give life.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
other
They give
things.
beans.
But yeah, and I think you're right. It's the venom behind, isn't it? Like it.
It's a cutting word.
Yeah.
It's like I can't think of any other words to describe how nasty it is.
At the same time, though, the less venom you have in it, the more venom you take out of it.
So
it
when it's
actually
used as like the Australian greeting.
Yeah, exactly. It becomes more of a term of endearment.
Yeah, that's
You know,
the
you can
thing,
describe someone as a lovable cunt, you know, and you know what you're on about.
Here, because I watch quite a lot of Australian people on YouTube.
Strangely enough, so do I. That's a weird thing.
Yes,
same.
I love Australians. I love Australians so much. I just find them just their general nature to be hilarious.
Shout
for
out to
the most
Australia.
part. Yeah, hello down under.
Yeah. Although it is the weird, like, just a tiny little segue. With Australians, you know, when they move to like a different country and they start to lose their accent, that's the weirdest thing because you just cannot place it. They have it then becomes so obscure. Like one of the YouTubers I watch is from Australia, but he moved to Canada and his accent started to wane. And then he moved all the way down to Texas and lived in Texas for like 8 years.
Right.
So he'd say like Texas slang, so it was all like y'all and stuff like that, but in a kind of very, very loose Australian accent. It's so weird because you just can't place it. It doesn't sound Australian, but then when he does, you know, turn his accent on, like it's fucking
Presses a button.
yeah. It's very Australian, but yeah, that's the tiny little segue.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
What were we talking
Yeah.
about? Oh yeah, but so Australians using that word, you can tell it's in a jovial sense. That's the only time I've ever heard it used in a jovial sense.
Yeah.
Where I don't curl up and my dick shrivels.
Yeah.
But, so I'm surprised that's number 2 for you, Ken.
Yeah, so it is a favourite word of mine, but again, 99% of the time it is used as a term of endearment, you know?
I tend to use it as a term of endearment.
Yeah.
Like me and my other friend circle.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Fair enough.
And number 1 for an incredible bit of plagiarism, but word for word, what I've got written down is what you said earlier. Fuck.
Word for word.
Almost, or yeah.
Almost, that's exactly what it is.
Well, I know, it's,
fuck.
in the sense of it being like versatile, you can use it in any situation, you know, and like, you know, I don't give a fuck will be different to you're doing my fucking head in. It was variations of it, would just mean different things.
It's the king of swear words.
Yeah.
It's the first word most people learn in English.
Pretty much. Would not surprise me.
I'm not like non-English speaking people.
Non-native English speaking people.
Yeah, that was hard for me to say. Non-English speaking people.
Nesp.
Yeah, when they're learning a new language, it's probably one of the first ones they learn.
Yeah.
Especially if they're watching TV.
Australian TV.
Or The Witcher.
Yeah. So
Good
yeah.
call shout. Good call shout. Good call cap. Oh my word,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure my eyes are working separately to each other. Anyway, so Mr. Neil, that leaves you.
We'll
no,
roll
wait.
the die.
We'll roll the dice.
So I'll take 5 to 10. Anything below that, reroll.
Okay. 2. Reroll.
Mr. Neil. Oh,
5.
Oh, there we are.
nailed it.
Actually changed it to a D8.
Yeah, I don't think there is a D10.
There was.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, it's been a while.
D10.
I spent D100. It was great.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
I'll give you dick 100.
There's a fun TikTok where the guy rolls a D100 every day.
Yeah.
And I think if he gets a 100, he passes it on to someone else and they carry it on.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, that's literally just a TikTok. He just rolls a D100 and you get proper like caught up in it. Like, oh, is he going to do it? And there's another one where a guy does roll for sandwich. So he'll roll dice for every part of the sandwich. So like what bread, what meat, what seasoning, what sauce, like roughage.
That's great.
And it comes up with some fucking wacky contraptions. It's,
dog shit on rye.
yeah, not far off. Honestly, some of them are fucking chaos. But yeah, that's a good one to check out. Anyway, my list. So I'm winging my list. I tried to write one earlier, and I'm like, I don't know. I can't quite sync it, so I'm just going to wing it. So for my number 5, I am going to go for. I'm going to go with crap, just to mix it up a bit.
Nice.
Again,
That's tame.
fairly tame. I think it's a bit more risque than dickhead.
Yeah.
Like you can't.
I wouldn't
reckon-
say so. I disagree with that. I think dickhead's a bit more of a swear word than crap, because like crap's used in like The Simpsons. It's like
But they don't play
child
that one
swear
on
words.
before 6 p.m. Like,
Yeah.
no, it is slightly after the watershed.
Saying that, yeah, not many people say dickhead on telly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, I don't know. Crap is a word I use quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think because it is slightly more on the tamer side, like you can kind of get away with it around the kiddie winks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my number 5
Yeah.
is crap.
Can I just ask, whereabouts do you think is like the limit of like, let's say you're doing DIY and you accidentally hurt yourself, where's like the limit of crap before it turns into a harsher swear word like fuck or bollocks, or like, you know, if you just like catch your edge of your finger with a hammer or something like that, that's not a crap, that's a fuck.
That's an
an
fuck.
fuck or bollocks.
I'd say when you've misplaced the screw after 3 times, that's when it moves it to a fuck or a shit.
Yeah, but fuck is it?
Yeah, that's you know, if you misplace screw, you're like, oh crap, and you do it again. Oh crap. Third, you might get one more crap before it turns into a shit or a fuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wondering.
So it's more of an inconvenience rather than a pain. I think any kind of hurt, you like. Saying that, I caught my knuckle the other day when I was trying to take my oil cap off, and I got a crap out of that. It was, you know, when you just kind of tap it, you're like, crap.
Yeah.
I caught my knuckle on a brick while I was rubbing one off around the shed. Around the back of the shed.
No, it was when I got my head caved in with a baseball bat. Gone, oh crap! Then because I'm fucking hard. It takes more than a baseball bat around the head to make me sweat more.
Ooh, now I'm hard. Not so aggressive then.
Just a slightly quick on topic tangent. Do you remember that Simpsons episode where Homer's having to build something, but he's got a swear jar, and he steps on like a nail on a bit through a bit of wood. He's like, "Oh, fiddle dee dee, how bothersome!"
Is that when he's trying to make the barbecue?
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah. Why does mine look like that? Yeah.
Fucking love the Simpsons. Right, number 4. I think I'm going to escalate a bit and go with shit.
Ooh,
I do love a good shit. Because that's like when you realise you've got an appointment today and you didn't realise, and it starts in 10 minutes. You're like, oh, shit.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
use that a lot.
it's a
Very
panic,
time
isn't it?
relevant.
It's a panic.
Yeah.
That's shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or-
shit.
Or if you know you're about to be in trouble.
Yeah.
It's when your missus shouts you from upstairs in that tone. You're like, oh, shit. I left the toilet seat up, or you know, I didn't put the washing away that I said I did.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I have to log
shit.
on the toilet seat.
Put my washing in the toilet.
I didn't get the turd in the cat litter box this time. It landed on the edge and I didn't pick it up. Yeah, so I think shit, it's more of a like, oh shit, I'm late, like it's a panic, or it's like, oh shit, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
I use it like describing things. Oh, that was shit.
Yeah, then you
so
got that.
Utter
Yeah.
dog shit. It's got a lot of variables.
Yeah, and depending on how much emphasis you put on it, like it can be a variable as well.
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh, that was a bit shit. That was shit. Or you're like,
shitty.
that was shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Well, shit.
Absolute shite.
Yeah.
Shite.
Oh.
Shite's my favourite.
Yeah, I
variant
do
of
like
shit,
that.
I think.
Yeah. Shite's a great word.
Yeah.
So what's that leave? Is that number 3?
Number 3.
Oui.
I'm sorry, Wayne. I've got to put it on there. I'm going with cunt.
Yay.
At least it's number 3.
Yeah, because I tend to use, as I said, more of a term of endearment, and I kind of always have. Again, with the right groups, like I don't use it in this group, but if I'm with like my schoolmates, schoolmates, my 2 schoolmates I still see every now and again, very rarely.
Schoolmates are still alive.
Ain't that the truth?
I'm sorry if that dredged up some darkness.
A little bit.
Oh, sorry.
They met me in class. I beat their ass.
I should think before I speak.
No, it's all good. Not many children went to as many funerals as we did.
I think because I've known Kemp for so long.
Yeah.
I've not known you anywhere near as long as Kemp. I don't know all your backstory.
Well, yeah, and I guess like when I'm with you guys, I don't talk about
it's not something that we talk about.
Other friend groups or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, likewise with you, the odd one will pop up. Like I think I've talked about mate Gary a few times, the one that does a YouTube channel I did the podcast with before.
Yeah, I said most stuff.
Shout out to Gary.
He does.
Hi, Gary.
He come into your shop the other day. You gave him a discount.
Yay. Wicked.
You said that he's an NHS worker because he was buying something from his birthday.
That was, I remember him. Yeah, good lad.
Yeah, and he was like, I didn't know if I should name drop you. And I'm like, name drop, mate. Like, Kempin Sound, honestly, was like, top guy.
Yeah.
And he was like, I might do next time. But it was like, I bought this Articuno figure. And he was chatting with you.
Obviously. You fucking sold it to him.
I know.
The sale was the sale, though, isn't it? They do kind of all blur into one. He bought this, like, fancy Articuno figure, and he was like, explaining, he thought someone were going to get it for him for his birthday. But they didn't. So he was like, fine, I'll get it myself. So he went into your shop and got it. And you were like, sorry to hear about that. Like, you're an NHS worker, aren't you? And he was like, no. And you were like, you're an NHS worker, aren't you? Like, wink, wink. Yeah, give him a little discount.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed you didn't attempt the camping voice then.
Oh, yeah.
You're an NHS worker.
I don't do it.
Hi, Zippy.
You know what? Ever since we picked that up, I've noticed you do slip into Zippy quite a bit.
I do. Do you know what?
It's that satisfying for me, but he does.
The voice hasn't been as good as it was back in the day. I don't know why.
Like, I can't do a good
nowadays.
It's because you hit puberty.
I used to be able to know. I used to be able to sit in the office in his shop. I didn't even work there.
I can do a couple words in your voice, but not.
I used to sit in the office, and Kemp would be stood at the door, and I'd be with his boss, chatting away. And if someone came to the counter, fucking squeaky Kemp when I'm telling a story, motherfucker.
Sorry, it's fantasticals.
It's not WD-40 though.
Yeah. I'll get you some lube.
Cheers, man.
I did say bring lube.
He actually did. That's the funny thing.
I was sorry, I misread it. I thought it was Lubosaid. That's why I've got that.
Lube and AIDS.
That's what. Yeah.
So I used to sit in the office of his shop, and if a customer came to the counter, Kemp would have to pop his head out. And I used to sit in the shop and do Kemp's voice from the counter. Like I'd listen to the customer ask a question and then shout in Kemp's voice out through the door, like before Kemp had a chance to speak. Answer the questions for him. Like, do you know when you're getting the next issue of Batman in? And I was like,
Just a minute, chap. I'm pretty sure we're going to get one in probably about Wednesday time, mate.
The vocabulary was that's fucking spot on. Yeah, I'll give that.
It was so funny though, because some customers did get fooled, and they were like, "What the fuck is going on?" The ventriloquist Kemp.
So I think to get a good camping voice, you got to do the beginning bit.
It's more mannerisms than the actual voice,
because otherwise, it's just Zippy.
Yeah,
and I think that's what I've clocked onto.
Fair enough.
I'll do better. Do better.
Yeah,
you fucking better.
I'll do better.
So that was my number 3, weren't it?
Yeah.
Trey.
Yes. Dos. Yeah.
Dos.
I know Spanish. I don't know French.
You knew enough to know.
I still remember how to say I banged your mum in French.
Nice.
J'ai frappé tu mère. Frappé is banged. I was in the bottomest of bottom sets for French. Me and Gary used to sit at the back. I shit you not, for 4 years just making duck noises at the teacher. We'd just start quacking out. But we learned, because they give you the French dictionaries, don't we? So we converted "I banged your mum" into French, and
We had
that's the only thing that stuck.
we had tout couler en poulet.
Yeah.
Shout that at the teacher.
I remember I got a detention once
You
so
fuck
that
chickens.
we were trying to name sports that she drew on the board,
Yeah.
and she did one for me, and it was supposed to be a black belt, but she just do like a black log. And like I had no idea. I was like, I'm completely stumped. She picked me because at the time I did martial arts, and that was like my thing. Everyone knew me as the martial arts guy, the karate guy.
Yeah,
So obviously it was she proper threw me a softball. She was like, "This is your sport, you know this." And she was like, "Right, here you go." And I just did not know. And in the end, I went le turd. I got detention for that. She fucking went
Merde.
absolutely mental to the point like you could literally see the red rising from her feet. She was just changing colour. And just gradually she's just fucking absolutely ripping me a new
Because
one.
turd isn't French.
I think you should have gone with the whole mess. It's not sports, it's a way of life. And
But
just
I
like,
didn't know. I was
It's a
just
philosophy.
like, I threw a few things out. It's like, I have no idea what this is. It looks like a log.
Yeah.
I'm going to say turd. It will get a giggle. She'll
you could
move
have
on.
looked at the French for turd, for log.
I probably should have.
She might have gone, oh, bonjour. Ah,
Yeah, got detention for that. That was funny.
Bon. Très bien.
My number 2, that was it. Speaking of turds and logs,
Yes.
my number 2.
But I'm very sorry. I think I might be able to show off again here. If I'm correct, the answer you were looking for was Pardon, mademoiselle. Mon français, ce n'est pas grande. Or something along those lines, at least.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What was that in English?
That would have been,
What was that in French?
pardon, miss. My French vocabulary is not big enough.
Fair enough.
Or so it's
That would have
roughly
been
along
handy
those
to know.
lines.
But I said I did not know.
Yeah. That's very tourist Frenchy, I think.
But
Any French people out there, please let us know how wrong Kemp it is.
Yeah,
Because all I
but-
heard was
I was surprised because that's what you were saying while I was trying to say it, you prick.
the only thing is with languages, I soak up Spanish.
Oh,
Literally,
nice.
if I go to Spain for a holiday, by the end of the week, I could pretty much hold a conversation. Like it just absorbs, but I can't retain it.
Smarty pants.
I can't retain it. You know, like with languages, you do have to keep speaking it to like retain it.
Yeah.
And by the time I go away again, I've not spoke Spanish in like a year, like 2 years or whatever. I'm like, oh, but then by the end, I've like picked it all back up. Very weird. Anyway, my number 2. I've got to think back of what I've already said.
Fox.
My number 2 is bellend.
yay.
Kemp's a fucking bellend, swinging his boom arm around, causing screeches, ruining everyone's ear pussies.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But
that's
perfect
your
perfect
icon.
use of my number 2 swear word.
Yeah.
Bellend.
It is perfect
Yeah.
for Kemp.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And it's funny to point out, like, Jaylee put up a picture of our dog the other day. It was a beautiful picture. It was there in all the leaves. Like, it looked proper like artsy and scenic. She posted on Facebook, didn't really check the photo before, even though she put filters and shit on it. And I messaged her, I was like, have you seen the picture of the dog? You see his bell end hanging out. And there he was, just the
have his
tip of his
lipstick?
fucking lipstick just poking out of his knob.
Brilliant.
She's like, oh shit, I didn't see it. So yeah, like just saying it in its proper type as well. It's funny. It's a funny word. It's a good one to use.
Yeah, I suppose in the literal sense as well.
Yeah,
just
just call
the
it a
image
bellend.
it conjures up.
Yeah.
The image of a bellend. I will never get tired of drawing
Yeah.
dicks. I was
Mission's
Jonah
now
Hill
open.
on Superbad. I used to draw,
Yeah.
you just used to draw cartoon dicks all the time.
Yeah. Yes.
I legitimately remember you almost dying with laughter at that bit in Superbad where it's got the book of all the cocks. And yeah, I remember you struggling to breathe for a couple of
I
moments.
think the first time I refrained from, like, because I have this almost irresistible urge to draw dicks on things when I have an opportunity.
It's got literally the character
Yeah.
for Super.
If I find a pen and there's something to draw on, I'm going to draw a dick on it.
Yeah.
But the first time I've actually refrained, I think, was at Sophie's wedding.
Nice.
It's the only, like, because I had the pen.
Weirdly
And
enough, she probably would like that.
I had the pen and I was stood there at the guest book about to write something, and I think it was Jess and Emma were there, and they were like, "Wayne, don't do it." I was like, what? And they're like, "You know what? We know what you like. You're gonna draw a cock in that wedding book, aren't you?" I was like, "No, I wouldn't do that." And
Muscle
they were
memory.
like, we're going to watch you. Like, you're going to do it, aren't you? And they started getting excited and a bit giddy. And they're like, go on, do it. I dare you. I fucking dare. Like, started ending up in the dares.
Yeah.
And I pussied out. I was like, nah, can't do that to someone's wedding guest book.
But you'll happily put, what was it, 4 hidden dicks on an EP cover that we're trying to sell and ship out to people?
No, I think it was 3.
Is it 3?
3 bell ends in that.
Oh, that fucking cracked me up. That was so funny.
Yeah, I created the logo. For people that don't know, I also do art.
Yes,
but
for commissioned art, the dicks stay out of it unless it's explicitly
it's
stated.
requested.
Yeah, if it's
if
requested.
you request a cock in a picture, I'm going to draw you a cock in a picture.
Because we used to request doodles on our set list when we play live.
Yeah,
every week I'd request. So I've got one of Godzilla with a big dong out.
Yeah,
I've got one of me as a cock, which was really funny. So you got this cock and balls with like a beard and biker boots, because I had to wear boots like a Nazi on one gig.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. every gig that we played, I hand wrote our set list for our band Alpha State, and every time I would draw a unique penis cartoon on it
from memory,
just to make everyone laugh on stage.
Yeah, oh, it was so good.
I remember once I wrote my set list out. I wrote it in red pen, and half the time the stage lights were red.
Yeah.
So I couldn't see the set list. But there were some good ones. I remember, I think, didn't I do Guitar Guy and Power Ranger cock?
Yeah.
And you asked for Godzilla.
Yeah.
And then Drum Guy, he asked for King Kong, was it?
Yeah, I think you wanted King Kong. Yeah.
And I did myself a spider dong.
Then there was one where you drew us all as dongs.
Spider dong.
Didn't you do Guitar Guy as a little dong? Like a little stubby dong.
I drew us all as big beefy dongs with beards.
It was either Guitar Guy or Drum Guy. I can't quite remember. I want to say it was more Guitar Guy.
I was always ribbing on the Guitar Guy, so it most likely would have been him.
There was another one you did where it wasn't a request, you just did it. And it was themed. I think he did us all as the X-Men, but as dongs. It was something along those lines. Or it could have been all of us as Power Rangers, but with dongs. Yeah. And someone nicked our set list at the end of the show.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, we don't have... Yeah, I think Drum Guy got to keep his, but all the ones at the front, someone nabbed them.
That's right.
I think they nabbed them at, like, the 4th song in. I remember looking down, I'm like, where's my set list gone? Like, if I need that, I'll put my tunings on there.
Damn crazy fans throwing themselves at us, stealing our set list.
I remember that because I had to shout out to Guitar Guy. I was like, what tune is this one? Shit, can't remember.
But yeah, bell ends.
Yeah.
Bell ends are comical.
Yeah, so that's my number 2. And my number 1, my number uno, is a hat trick for this word. It's fuck.
Yeah. Unanimous.
Fuck.
If everyone did a goat on swear words, it would be fuck.
It would.
Do you remember Jay and Silent... Oh, hang on. I can't remember if it was Dogma or Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I think it was the latter, where they cut to Jay and Silent Bob stood outside their marts.
When they're striking back?
A little bit, yeah. But no, Jay's singing out the song is like, what is it?
Snoot.
Yeah, it was that one, but it's the star is like, fuck. Oh, hang on. Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't even do it because of my voice, but yeah.
Motherfucker. Something like that.
Yeah. Motherfucker, noise.
Put $5, my little man. Put that shit in my head. Yeah.
Yeah. And just while it's relevant, you know where it mentions Morris Day and Time? Yeah. Have you ever actually listened to that video in full? And watch the video itself, a proper one. No. It's a quality song, you know. It's really good.
Top 5. So there you have it, another fine episode of the Poo Finger Podcast. Join us again next week, where we've got another Best of the Rest. You could say Best of the Rest Part Poo. So yeah, if you like this one, don't miss the next one. So don't forget to follow us on all the social medias. We've got Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, all kinds of things. You know what we're at Poo Finger Pod on all of those things. r/Poo Finger for the Reddit page. PooFingerPodcast@gmail.com if you want to send us an email. Thank you for listening. Bye.
I can't remember when I've had a more pleasant day.